Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Taking It Too Seriously. I'm Awa.
And I'm Amira.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about what our favourite magical worlds are. So we're really big fantasy fans, fantasy books, fantasy TV shows, films. We consume it in all its forms. And we were just talking the other day about like what our favourite worlds are. And we thought, why not do a proper episode on it?
Exactly. And like a difference between a world that you would have been just dropped in randomly versus a world that you actually grew up in. This is your life. This is your everyday thing. Because that's a big difference.
Yeah, huge difference. But yeah, so we'll get into all that, but I thought we'd start with kind of some of the ones that we have in common.
Yeah.
So should we start with Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Not Avatar. Oh Lord. Okay. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, my first question is why would I like to live in that world? Obviously, who wouldn't want to be able to have elemental magic and be able to bend everything? But I always say, like, me living in there depends on what I am there. What kind of bender?
Yeah.
Number one, I'll be an earthbender. Sorry, that just looks the coolest. Earth or water are my two options. And that's only because they do other things. They do like metal bending and blood bending that you can do, where I feel like fire and air are quite limited. But then that also could be because I haven't finished the series.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't finish the series either, but I had the same thing where when I watched the show, I was actually watching the show, I would be a waterbender.
Yeah.
But that is because I have main character syndrome, and I was like, well,
if you
Katara is... Well, I know
you would have been
Aang
an
is the main
airbender.
character, but Katara is the main girl in it. But you are right, like, it is interesting that, like, airbending wasn't that... Especially because airbending was, like, the more... Not elite, but like, you know, there were no more airbenders left.
Exactly.
And Aang was the last one. So it didn't feel all that special to me. But you're right, like water bending, even like blood bending Loki was a bit scary. But even things like plant bending and like...
Was plant bending?
Yeah, they could do... I remember they could draw water from the plants.
That's true. There's anything that has water.
Yeah, they can manipulate. As I've gotten older, I'm like, earthbending would be so cool. But when I was like going back...
Yeah.
Basically, I want to be an earthbender so that I could literally create diamonds and make my millions that way. I'll be so real.
Do you know why I wanted to be an airbender? Because their depiction of Ba Sing Se, I just think so cool. Like, I thought even if I wasn't a bender, because like, obviously you'd want to be a bender in Avatar: The Last Airbender, a bender. I wanted to be, like, if you were a normal person, where would you live? I would happily live in Ba Sing Se. Well, I don't think, like, I'm so sorry, the water tribes.
Water tribes lived.
Yeah, I can't do rough
Was
living.
it the Arctic, the Antarctic?
I can't do the cold. I can't do any of that. I like
same
heating.
Same with where the firebenders lived.
Yeah,
it didn't seem that like I can't remember the town or the place, but I just remember it was very like industrialized. It felt like they were a warring nation.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to depict like Japan, and that like the earthbenders were China, the airbenders were like Tibetan, and the waterbenders were like Inuit tribes, so like northern Canada. That's the sort of the vibe that I got off it. So I don't know.
Yeah. But I didn't want to be an earthbender anymore because I realized they can only manipulate like the stones and like
metal.
So and metal, but they can't make they can't make diamonds for them, which is my main reason for wanting to be an earthbender. Which I never understood because like water bending, for example, like they could blood bend because there's water in people's blood, whereas in the earthbenders can't like manipulate the carbon in your blood, right?
The carbon in your body.
In your body, the carbon in your body, or like the magnesium in your body.
I hear you.
They can only do it relating to metals, but then they can only do it if it's metals with impurities.
That's so weird.
So yeah, I just felt like there was too many limitations on being earthbender. But I will say, you know how like each like tribe of benders has different like a different style of martial arts associated with it. Yeah. I always thought the earthbenders looked the coolest.
In that case, actually, I used to think the firebenders looked the coolest.
Okay.
Yeah,
I always thought the earthbenders. There was just something. Cool. Also, Zuko's uncle was like one of my favorite characters.
I forgot he was an earthbender.
Yeah, he was an earthbender.
I forgot about that. What was the other one? Yeah. It was obviously Harry Potter. I always think, look, the idea of somebody at my 11-year-old self being like, Amira, you're a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I would love it. I would love to go to Hogwarts. I would love to do all of that nonsense. But the reality is, me being a muggle born in wizarding society,
but
would I
you
want
would have
that?
been a muggle born?
But then if I wasn't a muggle born and I was a wizard born person in Harry Potter society, number one, it would be great because I'd have money if I wasn't the Weasleys. I'd have money. So I'm talking
people
like...
say that the Weasleys are poor. They've got like a 7-storied house.
No, but they've got...
today's economy. they're pretty rich.
But like...
You mean that.
If I had money, but then the other thing is, if I'm part of pure blood society, then what am I going to do? Do I have to be a Death Eater? I'm sorry, I'm not into prejudice. Like, I'm confused. Is my family like? Do you know what I mean? You have all of that nonsense. You have that prejudice in your family. Your family had gone through war previously. You're heading into another war. It's kind of ghetto. And to be honest, I think magic is so limiting. It's one of the things I find in like a lot of magical worlds. When they have magic and they rely so heavily on magic, they don't have technology. Very rarely do you see like a good mix of technology and magic. And then because of that, would I want to live in a world where there's no heating and I have to use a quill? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's the? No, do you know what I mean? It's so annoying.
Heating, they've got a spell for it.
Hogwarts
is a big castle.
What am I supposed to do if I can't use magic outside of school? Just be cold.
The most ridiculous thing about Harry Potter was the whole like technology and magic aren't compatible.
Exactly.
And it was basically an excuse to explain why they can't like use phones.
100%. But I would say though, there is this great fanfic that I've read. It was called Harry Potter and the Prince of Slytherin, and it was by this AO3 chick called The Sinister Man. She has not finished that series, but we move. It was a great series, and she did, or he, we actually don't know, whatever. The Sinister Man did a lot of explaining about magic and technology and trying to make it sort of work together. There were lots of like, they managed to create TVs and they managed to do like big sporting events and video them, and I really liked that. And obviously I get with the Harry Potter, the series that J.K. Rowling created, that it had a very clear storyline and you couldn't really delve much into what was going on in the outside world, and that it was limited in that way. But if it was the Sinister Man's version of Harry Potter, then I'd live in it. It'd be valid.
I feel like when it comes to the actual magic system, though, like I do think Harry Potter is one of the stronger ones. Do
you think so?
Yeah,
I think it's so dumb. I think it's so dumb. I'm so sorry.
What's the word? Like plot holes.
It's not even just the plot holes. Why can't like wandless magic is considered this, oh my god, I can't believe you can do it. You started off using wandless magic. You were born without wandless magic. Yeah. Why are you now suddenly so reliant on the stick?
But isn't that because it's when they're young, it's accidental magic.
Yeah.
And that's because they don't know how to control their powers. Yeah. And also because they're young, they're only coming into their powers.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, I get what you mean. Like the wand is a conduit.
Why don't they teach them to use magic at every point without the need of constantly having a wand in your hand? This is the part I don't get. And like when they're in school, they're learning dumb spells. Like ridiculous. Why do I care about having It's stupid. I'm so sorry. It's stupid.
I personally loved Remus Lupin teaching them.
Yeah, not ridiculous was a bad one. What was the one? Taranta, whatever, and they were like dancing legs. It was really dumb spells. I'm so sorry. Really dumb spells.
I mean, what else are they going to learn spells for?
I don't know, everyday life. And then the other,
I don't know. I quite like witchy magic systems that are based around like wands and things like that. But I do think that the issue with Harry Potter was that you can kind of tell that J.K. Rowling was trying to work things in at a late stage.
100%.
That didn't really make sense. So like, Harry is doing wandless magic at the beginning of Philosopher's Stone. But then wandless magic is this big thing.
Yeah. And the time turns.
And I think if it had been slightly plotted out better, there'd be a way of like explaining that. Whereas like now it's just a bit of a plot hole and it's like
100%.
Pourquoi? But I don't know. I just really love school-based magic. You're going to a school, you're learning about, and it's not just like something you pick up or is entirely innate or
I hear that. My other thing with the Harry Potter world this is completely irrelevant, but when you leave school, what do? What are the job opportunities? You can work at the ministry, be a curse breaker.
Yeah.
You can work for the Daily Prophet.
Yeah.
Or you could be a None of those sound appealing.
Could be a healer. They had the hospital.
That's true. I forgot about the healer.
They could be ministers in the Ministry of Magic.
The Ministry of Magic was very corrupt. Personally, I wouldn't keep that thing around.
That's true. It is giving like most of them are living off generational wealth there.
It's giving that if you are not employed by the ministry, you have no way to make money, but then at the same time you can't duplicate money, and then there's a banking system, so then you're broke and you're poor, and then you're so insular and separated.
For the ministry, can't be making that much money because Mr. Weasley works there.
That's true. So yeah, generational wealth is what you need.
So it's got to be generational wealth.
And if you've got generational wealth, you must swear allegiance to the Dark Lord, is what I'm hearing. So for me, that's my beef with Harry Potter.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah. I definitely think it's got lots of plot holes. But like, if the question is a world where I wouldn't mind getting dropped into, I wouldn't have mind. I would like, in fact, to have been dropped into Hogwarts outside of, the years that Voldemort was doing. So his big
Harry's years or post
outside of Harry's years.
Okay, because I could go
even
into
before Harry's years is not good enough because Voldemort was still around then. It needs to be after Harry.
It needs to be after he's
won. Dead. Yeah, the light has won. Voldemort isn't coming back. It's all Gucci.
What if you were born into the world of Harry Potter? What are you? And what would you like to be?
I would have liked to have been... Well, defo a witch. I wouldn't want to be one of the other creatures. I wouldn't want to be a giant. I wouldn't want to be a centaur.
Would you be Muggle born or...
I would be
born into the wizarding world.
If it's after Harry, actually, you know what? I was going to say the only issue with being Muggle born is that you, that you would face prejudice. But obviously, if we're thinking after Harry, equality reigns supreme or whatever, I still think there are advantages to being either a half-blood or being pure blood is crazy. I don't even want to utter that phrase.
Pure blood.
But like coming from a magical family. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would want to be pure blood. I'd want to come from entirely
the switch up is crazy.
Yeah. I was just like, well, I'm just thinking, you know what? The Weasleys are pure blood. Yeah. I would want to grow up in a house like that.
Yeah.
And a family like that.
Minus the Weasleys. I wouldn't mind the Lovegoods. They had a bit of money. They're a crazy cuckoo family.
Yeah, but they were a bit...
They're a little bit creepy.
I like the Weasleys. I would...
Or the Boneses or whatever, Amelia Bone, those, like, there were other options to be.
Exactly.
You didn't have to be poor or Malfoy.
Raging racist.
Or raging racist. There were other options. But I would say, actually, if it's post-Harry Potter world, I'd rather be a Muggle-born in the wizarding world because I would think I could be able to bring a lot of things that the Muggles have into the wizarding world because I do think, like, because they're so insular and that they're so separate from Muggle society, there's going to come a point where the Muggles are far more advanced than they are and no amount of magic in the world can save them. So I would like to be a Muggle-born witch.
Okay.
It's my choice.
Fair dues.
Yeah, fairs. My like big honourable mention on what magical world I would like to live in is the Winx Club. I raise you the Winx Club.
No, you might have me there.
To be specific, cartoon version the Winx Club. Not that dreaded Netflix moody, everybody like
oh my God. So let's not even talk about it. Let's pretend it doesn't even have the same name, okay? So let's pretend like she doesn't exist. Okay, what do you love about the Winx Club? Besides the fashion.
That was the main point. I wouldn't lie. Because I think, like, look, you've got this... Again, school-based magic. You go to Althea, you learn, I'm a fairy, I'm doing all of this ish, I'm having a good old time with my friends. Outside of that, I'm deeply fashionable. I'm very stylish. I look hot every second of the day. And then when I leave Althea, I'll work in fashion. Like, genuinely. Yeah. It's a 10 out of 10. It's fun, it's happy, there's no world-ending, miserable stuff. Like, it's a good life.
You know what just occurred to me? Yeah. Winx Club is like the Bratz of like...
It is.
fairy magic.
I think when they were
brats with fairy magic.
When they were making it, because I remember they consulted like Italian, because it's an Italian series. They consulted like fashion designers so that they could have very fashionable fairies. So it's one of my beef with the Winx Club because it didn't need to be
done the same on the show.
But they're like being sad and moody is very in at the moment. So
So what was your favorite like? Because one of the things I liked about Winx Club was that everyone had very different magic.
Yeah.
Like, there was shades of elemental magic, because you've got Flora with, like, her nature powers, and I think Aisha also had, like, could control waves and things like that. But it wasn't just that, and obviously Stella has, like, solar
Solaris.
Powers. But then you have, like, Tekna and Musa, who, like...
I couldn't tell you what they did.
Well, Musa had...
I'll be honest.
Everyone always says that Musa's powers were, like, music, or, like, around music. But it's bigger than that. It was sound waves. Like, she could control all kind of sound waves. Yeah. Tekna was the only one that I didn't fully get. I was like, she has, like, digital powers, but I didn't understand how the digital world worked in...
I remember when they used to do small snippets of the Kingdom of Solaris. Is that where that Stella was from, or Solaria? Solaris is a movie. Excuse me. Solaria, whatever. They did have cars and they did have like shops, and it did look like a well-developed society. Like,
and Bloom was from like a regular world basically.
She was from the Earth side of this whatever dimension.
Yeah, no, I hear it. You know what I loved the most about Winx Club? When they would get those like upgrades. It was like it reminds me of like Digimon. Like Pokemon.
Digimon.
Yeah, literally. But like when they got because I think they went up to, I know one of them was Enchantrix. And they would get like and they just get a whole new fit. Yeah. And it was elevated.
Upgrade.
I was like, get me in.
Fairs. Now, I love Winx Club. And also, like, I would, if I was going to be thrown into a world or be born into a world or whatever, I would like to be born into a happy world where there's no strife, there's no problems.
I mean, they do have problems.
They have problems, but their problems are very limited to those people who are part of the Winx Club.
Yeah.
I don't need to be part of the Winx Club. I just want to exist in their world.
Do you know who else I really loved?
Who?
The little coven that were there.
What were they called? The Tricks.
And it was like, it was Stormy, Icy.
And they were witches.
And then wasn't it Darcy?
Something like that.
I can't remember.
They were witches and they were...
at a different school. But they were like different school. Evil witches, basically. Yeah. But they had great fashion too, low-key.
I loved it. So I stand by Winx Club. And and I wish Netflix did a better job of, look, I get you can't recreate this childish thing, whatever, but they could have had a nice little halfway point that would have worked beautifully, and I regret that they didn't do that, but it is what it is. They didn't have the budget, clearly.
It was a shame. Do you know what my honourable mention is?
Go for it.
The one, the only, the Chronicles of Narnia.
I was going to say there's 7 books. There is no one and only.
No. There are, but we are going to only talk about the films because I haven't actually read the books.
You've not read the books?
I read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I read, I think, The Last Nephew.
The Last Nephew? You mean the Magician's Nephew?
Yeah, whichever one. There we go. The Magician's Nephew. And I think I did read Prince Caspian, but I'm telling you, so long ago. Yeah. Whereas I've rewatched the films countless times.
Fast.
So me personally, obviously, I wouldn't want to live in Narnia under. I was gonna call her the Wicked Witch.
The White Witch.
The White Witch. Yeah, same thing basically. I wouldn't want to live in that Narnia. Yeah. That place was cold as heck.
Could not
survive. But Narnia under the Pevensies.
Yeah, but under the Pevensies.
High King Peter, Queen Susan, King Edmund.
To the north.
By the way, that's one of my favourite scenes in a film. It gives me goosebumps when they were walking to. I will say one of the things I really love about the Narnia film is the soundtrack, and that score at the end, phenomenal. And when Liam Neeson now a problematic man, but
who's Liam Neeson?
Girl, I can't.
Which character was he?
He's the voice of Aslan.
Shut the front door!
Am I making this up?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
Because he's got a twang of Irish.
I don't have a... Liam Neeson as in Taken.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson says, I've got 3 very important... Wait, no, he doesn't say that. I've got a set of skills. Or something like
I don't remember that part, but I know the part of the quote where he's like, what is it? I will find you and I will kill you. Whatever it is. That Liam Neeson. He's the voice of Aslan. I'm going to fact check after this, so I hope I'm right. But
you know what? You're really good with actors.
99.9% sure. But the thing is, he's not obviously in the film.
No, but you're good with stuff
but
like that.
I remember his voice.
The more you say it, the more I'm starting to see Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but that whole, like, when he's doing Aslan's voice, I just love Narnia, honestly. I might go rewatch it now.
Do you know what? I do like that scene when they're going to do that final battle. Not the final battle, but, you know, the battle with Peter.
And Aslan's, like, runs in with Lucy.
Yeah, and he goes, for Narnia and for Aslan. Yeah, it was great.
10/10. Like, I would live in Narnia. Especially, I loved how...
Would you live in Narnia as a talking animal or as a human being?
As a human being. I wouldn't ever choose to be an animal. Ever. But I know what you mean. In the Pevensies rule, you are right. Actually, we don't know because we don't get to see their actual rule. I think so we don't know if humans arrive.
There's a book called The Boy and His Horse, and that is during the reign of the Pevensies. Yeah. And you do see talking animals and humans. Yeah. And the boy and his horse is talking about,
the humans are there, so where did they come from? But there is a significant gap, like time difference between when the Pevensies are in and when. So maybe I would do maybe Narnia under Caspian, because then I definitely know that there are people. But regardless, I just loved everything about Narnia. I loved, like, the castle, just the world.
What was it called? Cair Paravel?
Yeah, Paravel, like I think. And like a rarity where, not to just talk about the films, but where the second film was just as good.
Arguably, if not better, because I love Prince Caspian film more than I like The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and I stand by that.
I love The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe more, but it's maybe a bit of a nostalgia factor. I love Prince Caspian, but I do acknowledge that the main reason I love Prince Caspian is Ben Barnes.
And I liked his little romance with Susan. I was really rooting for them.
On my life when I was reading the books and the romance was nowhere to be found. I said, C.S. Lewis, what are you doing? Yeah, that was
unfortunate.
Upsetting. But it's so upsetting that Susan never goes back. Yeah, Susan and Peter actually don't go back.
Susan and Peter don't go back, but I think they say something like Susan stopped believing in Aslan. So even when they all die, the other 3 come back to Narnia where she doesn't. Which
it's an allegory for her becoming an atheist, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Which, I don't know, there's shades of misogyny there for me, personally, but it is what it is. But yeah, I just feel like I was always so charmed by, the world in Narnia and, like, the fauns and the centaurs. And I know, like, they appear in other worlds. Like, for example, centaurs are in Harry Potter, but the centaurs in Harry Potter are not cute and friendly and fun.
Yeah, in fact,
they're actually terrifying. Kill you. Yeah, they're very scary. Mm-hmm. But there's just something about Narnia as a setting and as a kingdom and as a place, actually it's more than a kingdom, but as a place that I was like, I would love to be here.
Do you know what I like about Narnia? And it's got nothing to do with Narnia itself. It's when you read The Magician's Nephew and they talk about the fact that there's all different worlds, and then there's this clearing in a forest with all these different ponds, and each pond that you enter is the world. And I really liked that. It was like, it was given the idea there was all these different versions of life. I don't know, I quite like that possibility existing.
There's just something more epic about Narnia, I feel like, than anything else. But,
so is Narnia your top one, or you have a
no? Narnia is my honourable mention. My top favourite magical world is Lord of the Rings.
Why Lord of the Rings though? Because this I need to understand.
Okay.
Because you don't like to do too much, and they are walking a lot.
They are walking a lot.
They are walking. They are in fact walking for 13 months. That is what they're doing.
Yeah, it's intense. Okay, well I guess it goes back to our thing of there's 2 questions, right? Yeah. Are you getting dropped off in the world? Yeah. You know, smack bang in the middle of
knowing it's a book, knowing it's a story, knowing it's not real. You are from this world. You got dropped there.
Versus like. And also being part of the actual main storyline, versus you grew up in this place, you know, you don't know that it's a fictional world, you're actually living
this is your life.
And, you know, you're living your life, not the life of the story.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say, huge caveat. If I'm getting dropped into the fellowship, I'm not going. I'm not going.
You're not volunteering.
No, I'm not going to Mordor. I'm not going to none of that ish for me. No.
I like the epic fantasy. Like, you have to be doing something.
The chances of death are sky high.
But when you're a main character, the chances of death are in fact very low.
But the main character is still Frodo.
No, but the main character
I'm
is
just now along on the fellowship. Yeah, so?
Who's the only one died?
What was his name again?
He dies in everything.
It's not Sean Penn.
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean, there we go.
Not me knowing the actor more than this one occasion. What was his name? Boromir.
Yeah, Boromir.
Yeah. But then he got drawn by the...
And you know what? I would be the second one to get killed. If I was in it. No. I'd have died before him.
No.
Yeah. I'm surprised Merry and Pippin both lived.
Why are you surprised?
Like,
I love that story.
There should have been another character dying. Yeah. Like, in that whole group, only one person died.
Technically, Gandalf also died and was brought back.
But yeah, so, like, if I was actually having to be a main character in the storyline, okay, no, I'm not. Lord of the Rings is still my favorite world, but I'm not willing to be dropped into it. But if I could be just a hobbit in the Shire, oh my god, that's the perfect life.
That's literally
the perfect life.
The Shire is supposed to be the West Country. So where you're from currently,
you know what?
You just want your life to continue as it is.
Like, I'm from Bristol. Well, yeah, we're from Bristol.
Yeah.
I want that life. In fact, I live right next to an area called Shirehampton. It's perfect. Perfect. Also, they eat is it 11 meals in a day?
No, they have 6 meals, 11 Cs.
Oh, 11 Cs, yes. Well, they have several meals in a day. That feels very Somali of them. It's roving hills, just green everywhere.
It's very beautiful.
No, people don't tend to bother them. That's why, side note, people really hate The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I love The Hobbit. And I know, especially the first film, is a lot of just walking through the Shire.
I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it differently in the sense that I liked that he had something to come back to. It was someone of the Shire who has this lovely, easy life and home, going on this big adventure, but can come back. So home. This is why I like it.
But
being in the Shire all the time is boring.
No, I would
so boring.
Eat that up. I'd have a lovely old time. They just like to eat, get lit, and be in each other's business. Yeah. These people are Somali. Through and through. But yeah, so I'd want to... But also I'll say, the other thing I like about Lord of the Rings, normally I would be bothered by the fact that there isn't a hard magic system in place.
Yeah.
Because Lord of the Rings does not really... Unless you've read the books. I have not read the books.
I've read the books.
I think I read book 1 many moons ago, but those are thick books. I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, there isn't a actual hard magic system in place. So for example, Gandalf, I can't pronounce the race of creatures that he is, but essentially the wizards.
Yeah.
It's never really explained how their magic works, what the limitations of their magic are, all those kinds of things. And normally that would bug me because I want to know the details and the inner workings. But there's just something so whimsical about the world that I'm okay with not really understanding how their magic... Obviously they've got their gods, and the dwarves get their magic from... I'll butcher all the names, so I'm not going to bother pronouncing them. But, the dwarves get their magic from what's-his-face. The hobbits get their magic from what's-her-face. Because, the two are, married.
Do you know what, as someone who has read the books, this is all news to me.
Should I tell you? Do you know why I know this
This is all news to me.
And maybe it's fake news, but I only know this because of fan fiction.
which makes me
I've
pause.
Taken it as canon. So I hope
gospel.
It's true. But I do think that's true. They do.
If I remember correctly, there isn't magic in the sense that there is magic to wield. There are magical creatures that have magic in them. So the elves have some level of magic with them, and Gandalf and his race of wizards, which they're supposed to be they're supposed to be angels, because they're supposed to be I've come here to fix a problem, and then yada yada, you go. But that's really it.
Yeah. Well, I think the actual proper magic wielders are Gandalf, Radagast, what was the other one's name? The evil one, Saruman. too many S's. Saruman, like they actually wield magic.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else is kind of like magical beings. So like the dwarves are imbued with magic, and it helps them with stonework. Because they do live
long lives.
Yeah, and it helps them with like stonework and like all the other stuff they do. Is it masonry?
Masonry, yeah. What's that city that was under the Lonely Mountain? What was it called?
Erebor?
Erebor, something like that.
I might be making
it
that
could
up.
be Erebor.
It could also not be. So let's not take our word as gospel.
I do. Whatever. Anyway. But
yeah,
I
so
liked
like
their
that.
little cities.
The only thing I don't love is I don't like it when there's a like super highly magical world in that way, which might slightly contradict what I said about kind of wanting to be in Narnia, yeah. But I don't love that there are just men
everywhere.
Yeah,
as in men, are we talking?
Men.
Oh,
Man
why are there men here? Yeah. Why was there a man?
I was like, the mankind is the least interesting part of.
I think the only person I find interesting, obviously, is Aragorn.
Is Aragorn.
And then on top of that,
he's raised by elves.
I like, he's from the people of Numenor, so he has elf blood in him, which is why he lives 240 something years. But who I really liked was Faramir. He was my favourite character in the whole thing. I loved him. And I like the city of Minas Tirith, and I do like the cities of men, I won't lie. I liked Rohan, I liked Minas Tirith.
I don't know, I love the elven cities. They're just beautiful.
I think it was just Rivendell. What was the other one?
Well, if you watch Rings of Power, you also
get more.
To
That's
see,
true. And I've not watched the Rings of Power, so I'll give you that.
I only watched season 1, but it was very, very beautiful.
But that's because I think they had a huge budget for season 1.
They did indeed. They did.
They did a great cinematography.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say Lord of the Rings is like my favourite. I think it has that like classic epic feel of the Chronicles of Narnia, but there's just a bit more. Like Chronicles of Narnia, obviously there's magic in the sense that there is, the witch, but the witch, like, because I think her name, is it Jadis?
Yeah.
I think so. Jadis, like, she comes from a different realm.
She does, yeah.
But there's not actual, like, aside from her, I think in books 1 and books 1.
There aren't, like, magic wielders.
Yeah, they're not magic wielders.
Yeah.
They're magical beings and creatures. Yeah. Whereas Lord of the Rings has, like, okay, there's actual magical wielders. There's not that many of them, but they exist.
Yeah.
And then there's magical creatures. I just feel like it's got a bit of everything that I love.
So if you were born into it, you'd be in the Shire.
Yeah,
if you were dropped into it, you would not be dropped into it. You refuse to be dropped into it. If I'm going to have to be dropped
into any magical world,
it
is Winx Club. The stakes are low.
I will likely
survive.
Low.
In fact, I will survive. It's a children's show.
The stakes are very low, that's true.
I will survive. I will live a long, happy, healthy, fruitful life.
You could be dropped into Harry Potter knowing what's going to go on and avoid everything bad that's going to happen.
The nice thing about Harry Potter is you could hide in the Muggle world.
I could, and that's why I would want to be a Muggle-born witch.
Yeah, you could hide in the Muggle world. But yeah, and I guess like actually being dropped into Avatar would also be quite fun.
It'd be quite nice.
They are always warring. But I feel like there's a lot of people outside of those wars that are living okay lives.
And that's why I would be an earthbender.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be a non-bender. Because I didn't remember that going back. I thought everyone could bend something. But actually there's a whole population that are non-benders.
They say something like 30-something% of the entire Earth's population are benders.
Yeah.
The airbenders are all airbenders, as in everybody born an airbender is an airbender. The earthbenders have the lowest percentage of people who have the ability to bend, but yeah, it's a very privileged few to be a part of.
So I'd be so mad if I got dropped into Avatar The Last Airbender and I couldn't bend.
No, but if you got dropped into Avatar The Last Airbender and you got to live in a real cool ass city like Ba Sing Se, I'd stay there.
We could go live in it now.
Where is it? Doesn't exist.
Go live in like Shanghai.
Shanghai is too modern. You need something that's like a nice little bit of old world versus modern, and I don't know many cities like that.
There's got to be a city
that looks like Ba Sing Se
that it works for. But yeah, I just feel like Avatar: Last Airbender, I'm not willing to get dropped into it if I'm not a bender.
Not a bender, and you wouldn't like to be in Harry Potter if you were not. Because guess what? You'd be here.
Yeah, that's true. But that's why I say Lord of the Rings is the one I would want to get dropped into, because if I was anything outside of the Fellowship themselves,
the main cast,
that going on this journey, I'd be willing to be anything. I'd be
Okay.
I would love to be a hobbit, but I could be an elf.
That's how I feel about Avatar. Avatar's the one I'd happily be dropped in if I was a bender or not a bender.
Okay.
But then it is dependent on me being part of the Earth Nation. Yeah. Not gonna lie, specifically part of the Earth Nation. But what was the other one? Harry Potter. Why would you be there if you weren't? Yeah. Genuinely, what is the point? It is life as it is currently, and that's. I mean, life is great, but it's not fantastical.
If you had to choose.
Yeah. And what was the other option? It was Winx Club. And again, I would be happily dropped into Winx Club. It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Do you know what? I would love to be part of the main cast. I don't think I could do Lord of the Rings if I wasn't part of the main cast. No, if I wasn't part of the adventure, so that after it all ends, I get to go into, what do they call it? Into the Grey Havens or whatever. Yeah. And I can't do that if I wasn't part of this war thing. And I feel I could survive it in my dreams. In my dreams, I have a lot of abilities and I can survive it.
I know my limitations.
I feel like I could do it. I could do it.
And I'd be okay with that.
My big one, I don't know if you've even read or watched any of it, but it's the Wheel of Time series. Yeah. The Wheel of Time series. Do you know what it is? I came across the show season 1. I thought it was boring. It was the first 3 episodes. I stand by this.
The same problem.
The first 3 episodes were boring as hell, and I think I dropped it because I have a rule where I would give a show 3 episodes. If you don't spike my interest in those 3 episodes, you won't be seeing me again. But Wheel of Time did in fact see me again, because I think I saw it was after season 2 has come out, and it was quite a while after season 2 has come out because season 3 wasn't that far behind. And everyone was talking about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me sit down and watch it again. So I sat down from episode 1. After episode 3 of season 1, it starts to heat up. It gets real good. Season 2 was enjoyable to me. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Season 3 was absolutely immaculate, just to find out it got cancelled. And I was so sad.
I need to keep up with it. Because, do I, now that it's been cancelled, actually?
It's honestly, I can't tell you how depressing that was to hear. And
maybe someone will pick it up.
Unlikely, I think. It's very unlikely. And also it was the cast that really made it. And I think if you had to start again, you didn't have the cast, I don't know what I would think about it. But in saying that, after the show dropped off, I was like, okay, I'm going to sit and I'm going to read these books. And I did start reading the books, and I do enjoy the books. And so, at least with this one, I'm going to get a conclusion. Yeah. So the Wheel of Time is the world that I would raise as my ultimate world to live in. Yeah. And the reason why...
I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Finish the point, and then I'll tell you if it was right.
The reason why is that women have all the power. It's because, what was it? Saidin and Saidar you have. So Saidin is the male half and Saidar is the female half. The male half is tainted, corrupted, tainted. It is, yeah. So they can't use it without going crazy. So I'm talking about in sense of where the story is, because in the Wheel of Time they do give you a bit of backstory in that there was a period where everything was stable, Saidin and Saidar was stable, and they had what they call the Age of Legends. And I really, really like this because the reason is they used their magic and their power and mixed it and made it work with technology so that everybody's life was better. They had flying cars, they had great cities, they had all these amazing things that they used the one power to essentially make work. So even if you weren't someone who can touch the source, as they called it, you could still have a very good life. There was no war, there was no famine. Life was fabulous. Then obviously the breaking of the world happened, and a lot of death, a lot of destruction. And we are currently 3,000 years later with the rebirth of the dragon. And in that one, I would like to be a woman in there. It would not be nice to be a man.
Same question. Would you want to be just living in the world, or would you want to be part of the main characters?
I would
storylines.
If I'm not part of the main characters, I would definitely like to be Aes Sedai, which are the ones who can do the one power. I don't think it's worth being there if you're not Aes Sedai. If you're Aes Sedai, you're very privileged. You get to go to the White Tower to do your training, so you go through your novice era and whatnot. You then decide on Aja, which are the colours. So I think it was white was oh my god, what was white? Boring, clearly.
White, green, like the healers.
No. White was, oh my god, what was white? white was like rationality, candor, that sort of stuff. So they dealt with logic. Grey were the politicians. Green were the battle aja, so they were the fighters. Yellow were the healers.
Okay, yeah.
Blue were the spies, essentially. Red were like the police, so they'd essentially hunt down men who can channel, and essentially they're to protect everybody. And then who were the last ones? The browns, who were like knowledge, so they looked after all the books, tried to get history. They were essentially librarians, is what they were. Shout outs to them, love them bad. Yeah. So if I was going to go there, I'd be either blue, green or yellow, and I would be Aes Sedai. I don't think I would like to be there if I wasn't, because really and truly it's medieval.
Yeah,
it's medieval times.
Yeah.
Why would you want to live in the Dark Ages? If you didn't have powers, they've been set back, and you do see like a lot of times where they like reference the fact that they have been set back. I think in the books there's this one scene of like this particular kingdom which keeps like a house full of all the old relics, and you see something that is a giraffe essentially. And it's like, oh, look at this animal with a very long neck. It's its skeleton. And they're like, I can't believe these things existed. You see a Mercedes logo. So it's really trying to tell you it's the future. Yeah. It's the future. Well, it doesn't show up on this, but it's the future. So it's not our past, it's our future. This is in the books. So it's kind of showing that we were one of the ages that has since passed. Okay. And then however many thousands of years have gone through. But yeah, I liked the world building. I think a lot of it, because look, there's 14 books. He has enough time to close all the gaps. There's very few plot holes. I enjoy the politics. I enjoy the stakes. And I think it'd be really interesting. And who wouldn't want to have powers?
I do think it's one of the more interesting. Like I said, I haven't read the books. I've only watched like season 1. I think I watched season 2 as well.
Yeah, I think you might have,
I think I just didn't watch season 3. But it's one of the best fantasy shows that I've watched at like incorporating politics into the story. And like actually I'd say, I feel like to me what I remember most about the storylines was less like the actual specifics of the magic. Obviously there's what's his name, what's the cute ginger kid, the dragon reincarnated,
the dragon reborn, not Lewis Theron. What's this? He's so annoying. What's his? Oh my god! Why am I having absolute?
I just remember that the actor was, I think, Dutch.
He is Dutch and very ginger.
But yeah, like obviously he's got his whole storyline and like coming into his powers. But actually, I was way more interested in the politics of like 100%. The Aes Sedai. There's kind of internal politics, but also how they run, essentially
the rest of the world.
Yeah, the rest of the world, and also the what are they called? The Cult of the Light, but they weren't. That's not what.
They were called the Brotherhood of the Light or whatever, and they were essentially people who did not believe that you should wield power, and essentially would kill the women who were Aes Sedai, used to call them witches. So they were kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're absolutely tapped. Is what they are. But this rogue, but actually what it reminds me of in that way is, I don't know if you've ever watched The Witcher.
I have watched The Witcher,
It reminds me of The Witcher in that way, where The Witcher, again, is like a magical world, like very much a fantasy world. Yeah. But especially as the seasons go on, again, I haven't read the book, so I can't speak for the books, but as the seasons go on, it like you feel more of the politics of the world
100%.
Than it is just about kind of seeing Geralt kill a bunch of creatures, basically. Yeah, no, especially once he accepts, like, his child... I was about to call her his child bride. Not what she is. A surprise child.
Who's his child?
Girl, have you not watched Witcher?
I have, but clearly I'm missing a whole load of stuff.
Have you watched season 2?
I have watched season 2.
I think she comes properly into season 2.
It's just Princess Ciri,
yeah, that's his surprise child.
What do you mean it's a surprise child?
So it's, do you see that episode
biologically
where
his?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's, do you watch that episode where, not the whole segue, but, the episode where he saves that princess. Yeah. And because she's in love with a knight who's got the hedgehog head, basically. You ever watch that episode?
Clearly not, because I don't remember any of this.
Basically, he saves a knight's life, who is the love of the love of a princess. Let's just leave it there. Yeah. And that princess is Cirilla's mum, and she was pregnant with her at the time. And when they say to him, "What would you like?" Yeah. And he says, "I claim I think like I don't know what it's called, like the prize of surprise or something like that.
Oh, I know.
But like essentially, you know,
actually, I have watched this and I clearly forgot about it, but I know what you mean.
And then she throws up, and then you know it's a whole, oh my god, she's pregnant, which means the child is his. So it's the next thing that surprises them, I think, or whatever he has to take as his prize. I'm probably butchering that explanation, but that's how she's his. Again, I was going to say child bride, not what she is. But he's basically his adopted
surprise
child. Yeah. Because then her parents die.
Yeah.
Or do they? Her parents die, and yeah, he kind of has to save her, basically rear her, save her life, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Help her come into her magic. But yeah, shout out to The Witcher. Actually, a really good show. I need to watch the latest season, because I think that's the season with Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah,
and
Liam
to see
Hemsworth.
if it's any good, because I actually really enjoyed seasons 2 and season 3.
I don't know, a lot of people aren't happy with the fact that obviously Liam Hemsworth is now there, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But for me, I agree with you in the sense that magical worlds only make, like, I only like them when they make sense in the context where they exist. So for me, your magical world has to, or your power has to have an effect on politics, on culture, on life, on language. And it's probably one of the reasons I also don't super love the Harry Potter world, because it's one of those ones where you don't see a strong wizarding culture. And
my question on, because I completely agree with you, is Harry Potter limited by the fact that it is a children's series?
But it later becomes a young adult.
It does become a young adult.
Yeah.
But it starts off and is, I mean, young adult is technically still children's.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the things like we're comparing it to, see, aside from Avatar, The Last Airbender,
because that's and Winx Club, they are very children.
But like in comparison to Lord of the Rings, Narnia, Witcher, all these things, these are very much adult books, and then adult kind of series that have spawned from them. And politics and that kind of stuff is something that you would expect to be expanded on in an adult's book. But in a children's book, actually, I'm just thinking from like J.K. Rowling's perspective when she's writing it, would I have wanted, when I was reading Harry Potter as a child, would I have wanted or cared about the politics that much? Probably not.
I would disagree. First of all, Narnia is a children's book.
That's true. But C.S. Lewis is not a children's writer.
I'll give you that. What I would say is it doesn't have to be outright politics, but there needs to be a clear culture that is separate and relevant to these groups and of people or whatever of this fantasy world that you have created. And if it isn't there, it feels incomplete, because the truth is, in a real world, if there's a group of people, they're going to have a culture and a language and something that is specific to them and the way that they developed, and that is all I want.
That's true.
That's all I want. It doesn't
Harry
have
Potter,
to go into it.
if you remove the magic from them, they're just muggles.
Not even
culturally,
that.
They're
not
just
any British.
Different. Yeah,
that's all they are.
Real.
Shout outs to them. Love them bad.
Yeah,
but that's all they are.
You can't see the way in which magic has molded their culture.
Their culture, apart from the fact that they, you know,
they don't know how technology works.
They keep themselves separate, and that's why they use quills, because they separated whenever the witch hunts were.
Yeah,
but that's
also
about it.
It's like so silly, because has no one seen a pen in all those years?
I
know you have. There are Muggle-borns.
There's Muggle-borns, but it goes to show like just how separate they keep themselves, and how they don't like. I can't imagine two societies living side by side and having no effect on each other, and that's what essentially the wizarding world is. They have no osmosis between, and it feels unnatural, and I'm not like super into it. But which is why I stand by it. It's not my favorite, but it has to affect the culture. There has to be something specific to that world. That is because you have this magic and you have this thing or whatever.
I get it. I get it.
But my OG top magical world I would happily live in, and I have to be a woman and I have to be Aes Sedai.
I was gonna say the thing is, you don't want to be in Wheel of Time if you're a man. I guess you'd be okay if you were a regular man.
If it was the Age of Legends, yes. If it's post after, you know, Randall Thord, remember this name, does all of the things that he needs to do and the Dark One is locked away, then it's cool to be a man there. Cool to be a man who can touch the source as well. But If it's in that in-between time, I would not recommend it.
That's why I'm like, okay, ultimately Lord of the Rings wins out for me, because regardless of what I am, and kind of really regardless of what era, I'd be happy at any time.
Would you not say that is, even though Winx Club is, we don't know why Winx Club is in this, but Winx Club doesn't Winx Club rank higher?
Yeah.
Because life would be better.
It would be Winx Club.
It would be Winx Club.
If we had to actually get dropped into any of these.
Dropped into a world and I just have to live there. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Probably Winx Club.
In fact, I think my life would be better.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think life would be better.
I have great fashion. Money is no problem. I don't think anyone was broken.
I don't think
Althea.
We don't know if they were, because they never showed them. That's true. They never showed their scholarship
series.
Right.
It probably is. Okay. Maybe top is Winx Club now.
My top still stays as Wheel of Time, and that's because I believe I will be the main character.
I'll split it up. My favorite magical world as a consumer of books, TV, whatever, film, is Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
My favorite world to have to live in would be Winx Club.
There have to be other words. And mine as a consumer, again, still Wheel of Time.
You love Wheel of Time. That's
no, I don't think you understand. I discovered this recently, and it's like, it's filled a void that has not been filled for a long time.
You sound like you've been going through it.
No, I'm not going through it. But I kind of fell off reading fantasy, and it was nice to come back to it. And I think the show's really definitely, like, you know, sparked my interest in it, because it was also visual and whatnot. And the books has so much explanation. I love it. And I'm sorry they have an audiobook version. It's old school as hell, but I'm so into it. It is so good. It's so good. And I stand by it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on book 7. But we're getting there slowly and surely.
Because I was about to say, maybe I'll read the books. And I remembered the number. I said, no.
That's 14. But I will say, they stay being interesting. Like, I've not lost interest. There's still a lot going on.
It's less that and more just... as I've gotten older, my capacity to read a series is diminishing.
Do you do audiobooks?
I used to think... no.
I'm
mainly because, like, I get distracted. And then I've forgotten... I've missed half the story.
No, I think if... I couldn't audiobook it. I don't think I would have got as far as I did. But I do audiobook, and I do it when I have to do something I don't want to do. So go to the gym or cook. And when I put on my story, it makes me excited, because I tell myself I can only listen to it if I'm going to the gym or if I'm going to cook. And funnily enough, it does make me cook and make me go to the gym, because I'm like, I want to hear more of what's going on in this story.
Okay.
So yeah, I will recommend it.
I hears it.
But yeah, let us know what you think. What are your favourite fantasy worlds? Yeah. Where would you like to live?
Do you agree with us? Any of the worlds that we've mentioned, but also any I mean, there's so many fantasy books.
There are so many fantasy. Imagine someone going, I want to be in Sarah J. Maas's Court of...
Go off.
What's it called?
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah. What would be a wild one to say?
A wild one? Oh, I have to think about it.
Oh, man.
I can't.
I feel like...
The dystopian ones, probably? Yeah, like Divergent or The Hunger Games. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to be there, let's be honest.
Yeah, and maybe this is a different episode, but like one of my favourite supernatural shows is The Vampire Diaries. Yeah. Like Chef's Kiss. I don't know. I think I'd hate to be in that.
Well, depends
you're
what
dying.
You are.
You're dying.
Do I get to be a vampire or a witch?
Left, right, centre.
But you get to be a vampire or a witch.
That's true. All I know is, like, I love Klaus Michelson, bad. But he would kill me. He would. If I was in Vampires in those seasons. Isn't that part
of the appeal?
No. That's not my kink. That's not a bit of me. Love him as a viewer. Vampire Diaries, love to watch. Being in that show,
fans.
Nah, hell on earth. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, and we'll
we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed our little ramble, and you join us next week.
Yeah, bye.